Work hard in silence, shock them with your success? Lena had always believed in the power of silence. Not the silence of isolation, but the kind of silence that comes from doing the hard, unseen work, away from the eyes of critics, without the applause of an eager audience. She knew that true success was often built quietly, in the late hours of the night, the early mornings before the world wakes up, and in the moments when no one else is watching. It was during her college years that she had learned this lesson. Lena wasn't the most outgoing person, and she wasn't the type to broadcast her ambitions. She was the kind of person who kept her head down, focused on her goals, and worked tirelessly. Her friends would go out to parties, post every achievement on social media, and talk about their dreams. Lena, however, preferred to let her work speak for itself. She had dreams of becoming an architect, but not just any architect, a revolutionary one. She wanted to design sustainable cities, ones that would reshape the way humans interacted with nature and space. Yet, as a freshman, Lena quickly learned that the path to success was littered with doubts. Her classmates were more experienced, the professors were tough, and the architecture world seemed overwhelmingly dominated by older, established figures. But Lena was undeterred. She poured herself into her studies. She studied blueprints until her fingers ached, practiced sketching for hours, and worked on her projects late into the night. While others shared their progress in real time, Lena kept hers close to the chest. She didn't need validation from anyone. What mattered was the end result, not the applause during the journey. 2 years into her program, Lena decided to enter a prestigious design competition, a contest that could potentially launch her career. The challenge was to design a sustainable urban space that could be implemented in a developing city. It was a massive opportunity, but the competition was fierce. Students from across the country would be vying for the same prize, and they were more experienced, with better resources. But Lena didn't see obstacles. She saw opportunities. She spent months working on her design. She spent sleepless nights tweaking the blueprint, recalculating the materials, ensuring the city's flow would be both innovative and practical. She barely spoke about it to anyone. She didn't want to risk being distracted by the expectations or the opinions of others. She worked with a quiet intensity, confident that if she just kept at it, the results would speak for themselves. When the day of the competition arrived, Lena's heart raced with a nervous excitement. As she presented her design to the panel of judges, she felt the weight of her solitude. There were no flashiest features in her presentation, no boastful claims about how she'd overcome challenges. Her work spoke for itself, elegant, futuristic, and revolutionary in its simplicity. It was a blend of nature and urban life that had never been seen before, a cityscape where people lived in harmony with the environment, and nature's rhythms guided the flow of life. The judges were silent as they examined her project. Their faces were unreadable. Lena felt her stomach tighten. She had done all this work, was it enough? Finally, after what felt like an eternity, one of the judges spoke. "This is remarkable. It's beyond what we expected. You've designed not just a building, but a vision for the future." Lena blinked, unsure if she was hearing things correctly. "We'd like to announce you as the winner." The silence that followed was deafening. Her classmates erupted in applause, but Lena stood frozen, unsure of how to process it. Her success hadn't been flashy. It hadn't been advertised. It hadn't been about showing everyone how hard she was working. It had been about doing the work in silence, staying true to her vision, and letting the results speak for themselves. Lena's design didn't just win the competition, it launched her career. It caught the attention of several major firms, and soon she was in high demand. But the media coverage, the interviews, and the public recognition? It all came after the fact. She didn't need validation along the way. Her success had arrived with quiet force, shocking those who hadn't expected it. She remembered the words her mother had always told her when she was growing up: "Work hard in silence, Lena. Let your success make the noise." And that's exactly what happened. Years later, as Lena stood atop the skyscraper that was part of her first major project, a city that bridged the future with the past, seamlessly integrating green spaces with technology, she smiled to herself. She had done it. The quiet flame had burned long enough to light up the world. And now, it was shining brightly for all to see.